Part 1. The Night Shift. My name is Li Wei, a medical intern at Haicheng Central Hospital. When I first began my night shifts, I thought the worst thing would be the exhaustion, the endless hours, the smell of antiseptic, the groans from the emergency ward. I was wrong. The real horror began the night I was assigned to Ward 7B, the old wing that no one liked talking about. The patients there were few, mostly coma cases or terminal illnesses waiting for death's mercy. The corridors were darker, the walls older, the lights flickered like candle flames about to die. Before leaving, Nurse Zhao, an older woman who'd worked there for years, whispered to me, "If you hear someone calling your name after midnight, don't answer. Just keep walking." I laughed it off at first, but by 2 a.m., the hospital had gone silent except for the hum of the fluorescent lights. That was when I heard it, a soft voice from down the hallway. Li Wei. It was a woman's voice, gentle, calling me from Ward 7B. I froze. My name echoed faintly along the tiles. I remembered Zhao's words. I didn't answer. I just kept walking. But curiosity is a disease worse than any infection. At 2:17 a.m., I turned the handle of room 713. Part 2. Room 713. The door creaked open. The smell hit me first, a damp, metallic stench of blood and decay. Inside, the room was dark except for the monitor's faint green pulse. A single patient lay on the bed, patient 47, the chart read. Name, Mei Lin, age 27. Cause, coma following a traffic accident. But what I saw made my stomach tighten. Her eyes were open, wide open. They were glazed over, the pupils clouded and unmoving, but she was staring straight at me. I checked her vitals, heart rate steady, no movement, no brain response. And yet, her lips moved, barely, like the faint motion of a dying candle flicker. Wei, come closer. I stumbled back. The monitor beeped once, then flatlined, a long, unbroken tone that pierced the silence. Before I could move, her hand twitched. Then slowly, too slowly, she turned her head toward me. The vertebrae made a cracking sound. I ran. When I returned with another nurse and a doctor, she was gone. The bed was empty, the monitor unplugged. The doctor frowned. "You're mistaken. Mei Lin died 3 days ago. Her body was transferred to the morgue." The room smelled faintly of perfume, jasmine and rot. Part 3. The basement morgue. Sleep became impossible. Every creak in the ward sounded like footsteps. Every shift, I swore I saw something moving in my peripheral vision, a shadow sliding behind the curtains. I needed answers. 2 nights later, I went to the basement morgue. The smell of formaldehyde and cold steel filled the air. The mortician, old Lu, was half drunk as usual. "Mei Lin? Yeah, she's in drawer 22, he grunted. He slid open the drawer, and there she was. Still, pale, lips slightly parted. I stared at her for what felt like an eternity. The skin around her neck bore faint bruises, not from an accident, but from hands. Strangulation marks. Old Lu smirked. "You doctors never read the full reports, do you? Police said it was an accident, but rumor says her husband works here. A surgeon. Vanished the night she died." The lights flickered, and then I heard it again, faintly, from the cold storage room behind me. "Li Wei." I spun around. No one. The sound came from the vents, whispering through the ducts like wind carrying secrets. When I turned back, Mei Lin's mouth was open wider. Her lips curled upward, as if smiling. Part 4. The Forgotten Surgery. The next day, I searched through the hospital archives. Most digital records of Mei Lin's case were corrupted or deleted. Only one handwritten file remained, yellowed and brittle. Doctor in charge, Zhao. Date, November 12th. Procedure, emergency C-section following trauma. Fetus deceased. Outcome, patient suffered cardiac arrest during procedure. But the autopsy notes contradicted it. Her uterus was intact. No signs of pregnancy. I went to Dr. Zhang's old office. It had been locked for years. A janitor reluctantly handed me the key, muttering, "That room. No one cleans there anymore. We hear noises at night." Inside, the air was heavy, stale, full of dust and despair. On the desk lay a cracked photo frame. Zhao and a smiling young woman. Mei Lin. My flashlight flickered. I noticed scratches on the inside of the office door, as if someone had clawed to get out. In the drawer, I found a surgical videotape labeled Case Number 47, Do Not View. Of course, I viewed it. The grainy footage showed a surgery room. Zhao was operating, face drenched in sweat. But something was wrong. The patient on the table wasn't sedated properly. Her fingers twitched. Then, halfway through, she began screaming, muffled under the mask. Zhao didn't stop. He kept cutting. The tape ended with him looking straight into the camera. His mouth moved, barely audible. Forgive me, Mei Lin. Static. Then, in a reflection of the surgical mirror, I saw someone standing behind him. A woman in a hospital gown, blood dripping down her legs. The video cut to black. Part 5, The Return. The nightmares began immediately. I would wake up to the smell of antiseptic and hear her voice whispering through the vents. You saw it. Now you must help me. At first, I thought it was guilt, sleep deprivation, hallucinations, but things started happening during my shifts. Patients in other rooms began hearing a woman crying at night. One nurse quit after finding handprints on her sheets, wet as if from cold flesh. I tried to report it, but the hospital director dismissed me. Enough ghost stories, Li Wei. Focus on your work. That night, the power went out. Emergency lights flickered red across the corridor. I was alone in Ward 7B when I saw her, standing at the end of the hall, pale as snow, her hospital gown soaked and dripping. Her head tilted. The bones in her neck cracked again. Help me find him. She began walking toward me. The sound of her bare feet, slap, 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 echoed through the corridor. I ran to the elevator, but the doors refused to close. The lights above flickered between floors, 7, 6, 7, 6, as if the building itself was confused. When the light stabilized, she was inside with me. Her reflection in the metal wall showed her eyes black as ink. I screamed, but no sound came out. She reached out a hand, cold, trembling, and touched my chest. He's still here. Then she vanished. When I woke, I was lying on the floor of the elevator. My ID card was gone. In its place was a surgical scalpel. Part 6, the final record. It's been 3 months since that night. I haven't slept more than 2 hours at a time. Every reflection I see, a window, a screen, a puddle, sometimes shows her standing behind me. I started digging again. Dr. Zhang's body was never found. Some say he hanged himself in the old surgical theater. Others claim he fled the country. But last week, the construction team found something behind the plaster wall of operating room 3. A sealed chamber. Inside were surgical tools, rusted, blood-stained, and a human skeleton wearing a doctor's coat. The name tag read, Dr. Zhao. His skull was fractured. Around his neck was a thin cord, a hospital ID lanyard. Attached to it, still legible, was my own ID badge. Li Wei, intern. I dropped the file when I saw it, because I realized something. I never got my ID back after that night. The one I've been wearing ever since had no reflection when I held it up to the mirror. Now, every night, I hear her whisper closer and closer. You watched. You did nothing. Now it's your turn to sleep. The lights in my apartment flicker as I write this. There's knocking at my door. 3 soft knocks. Then silence. I can smell jasmine. The sound of footsteps on tile. She's here. I can see her reflection in the glass of my computer screen. Her lips are moving. Time for your surgery, doctor.